Welcome to the Saints Sports Corner. Today we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about how is it possible for the Saints to make the playoffs with first-year head coach Kellen Moore. We're going to discuss what will be the path the Saints have to take to make the playoffs, or at least give themselves a shot to make the playoffs. We'll have a lot more of that on the Saints Sports Corner. Welcome to the Saints Sports Corner. Thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's dive right in. First thing, we're going to talk about why it's important for the Saints to get off to a fast start when it comes to making the playoffs. The Saints have to get off to a fast start. It's imperative that they get off to a fast start. They don't have a brutal schedule. They don't have a lot of tough teams to play. They do have a little stretch where they play like Seattle and Buffalo, things like that. But they don't have a really difficult schedule. We already know our division opponents. We've been playing them for a lot of years. So that's not going to surprise us. What we have to do is get off to a fast start. I get it. I know that's the obvious. I know that sounds like something most coaches will tell you. Also, you got to win the division. I know, another obvious thing. We have to win the division, but that's okay because I carved out a path that you guys can see for each quarterback. For each quarterback, this podcast right here, this is episode 1. We're going to be talking about if Spencer Rattler was named the starter, what would it take for the Saints to make the playoff? On podcast 2, on episode 2, we're going to talk about if Tyler Shuck made the playoffs. Was named the starter. What would it take for the Saints to make the playoffs? So let's start with Spencer Rattler. This episode 1 right here. The first thing the Saints will have to do is figure out if they got the right guys in the building when it comes to the coach. It always starts at the top, so we're going to start at the top. It's Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley, the two leaders that the Saints need to get the team over the hump and get them into the playoffs. Is Kellen Moore the silent assassin like Tony Dungy that commands a room that this team like to play for to get the Saints to the next level? Do we have the talent to get the team to the next level? It's possible. Some coaches are so good. We seen that with Sean Payton. Some coaches are so good to where they do not need a lot of talent to get certain guys in certain places to make certain plays. Is Kellen Moore that guy? It remains to be seen. But we're going to find out. So the same thing can be said about Brandon Staley. Is he the guy that can get the Saints back to a top 15 defense? A top 15 defense. I don't believe the Saints have to be a top 10 defense to make the playoffs. Not in a weak NFC South. They just need to be a top 15. Hell, maybe even top 20. It's possible. But they got to do the little things right. So I made pretty much like slideshow so that you guys can see the things I believe that they need to do. And we'll expand on that and we'll talk about that as we move forward. So let's talk about Kellen Moore. We know he's running a system that's similar to what he ran in Philly. Do the Saints have the running backs? Do the Saints will have healthy wide receivers? These are some of the things we have to ask ourselves. Brandon Staley, do he have enough pass rushers? Do he have enough cornerbacks? You know, we still looking for cornerback help. We know he got some solid safeties. One of them with Tyrann Mathieu is a little bit more older in the tooth, but we solid back there. We got some solid linebackers, you know. So the main questions for us is, can the coaches bring it all together? I know it's an obvious one, but can they bring it all together? That's what we need to find out. Is Kellen Moore a guy who can make second half adjustments that a guy like Dennis Allen couldn't? Can Kellen Moore make those second half adjustments? Along with Spencer Rattler. Can Spencer Rattler make those second half adjustments? But let's dive into the slideshow. Let's take a little deeper dive. I got the put on my glasses real quick. I actually have it right here. It says, look, will the real leader please stand up? Will the real leader please stand up? That means Kellen Moore and Derek Staley. Coaching success or coaching fail? Did the Saints hire the right captain for the ship? Will the new coaches inspire the locker room to buy in? Will the new schemes revitalize the team? What does that mean? Can we get Kellen Moore to unlock AK again? Can we get Kellen Moore to unlock AK again? Can we get Brandon Staley to unlock the pass rush again? Like, when AK is at his best, the running game is humping. When our defense at his best, the sacks are being sacked. I mean, the pass rushers are rushing the quarterback. It seems simple, but we haven't had it around here for a long time. You know, we need to run the ball. We got 2 young quarterbacks. We need to run the ball. We need somebody behind AK that's going to tote that thing. Is it going to be Kendrick Miller? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be Cam Akers? We need somebody to step up in that number 2 role and be healthy. We need somebody to step up in that number 2 role and say, look, I'm the guy behind AK. Hell, I might be the guy when he leave. You know, for the longest, the Saints had running backs like Chris Ivy, Pierre Thomas, Mike Bell. We could go on and on and on. They wasn't the back, but they was backs that if you gave them carries, we know they could tote that rock. You know? And we need those kind of players still. So let's move on to the next slide. Because that is important. Second slide. The second most important thing is, will the offensive line be healthy? Will they have camaraderie? And will they be consistent? This is important. Because we already know how banged up our O-line was. The O-line is going to help the quarterback have success. If the O-line don't have success, our offense don't have success. That's the obvious. But them not having success, it's going to be another long year. And we don't know if we hit on that left tackle yet. We hope. We don't know. Then we got guys moving around. Fuaga going to right tackle, right? Penny may be the left guard. We know Cesar Ruiz is penciled in. We know Eric McCoy is penciled in. So it's going to take a little time. Hopefully not. Because like I said, they need a fast start. I'm not going to contradict myself. They have to have a fast start. So hopefully they don't take too much time. Because we need them to hit the ground running. So offensive line help is going to be very, very, very important when it comes to the Saints making the playoff. The number 2 thing, first was coaching. Number 2 thing, offensive line help. Let's move on. Spencer Rattler. If Spencer Rattler was named the starter, this is what Spencer Rattler have to do. This is what I wrote. Must protect the ball. Got to eliminate the fumbles. He has to make second half adjustments. He has to come out firing the same way he fired in the first half. There's been many times he came out firing in the first half. Like, all right, the kid got something. But he got to come back and he got to start firing in the second half. Got to have a full game. He did it with against Washington, but we have to have that consistency with Spencer. I get it. He was dealt a bad hand, but we have to have that consistency. Consistency is key. But for Spencer Rattler, I put confidence is key because he has to build on that confidence in the second half. Also, I put a stat line. In order for him to keep the job going forward, I'm talking about past this year. In order for him to keep the job going forward, this is what I put. 4,100 yards, passing, 29 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for a second-year quarterback. That he can fall below it, but I'm talking about for him to be named the starter for the foreseeable future and current. This is the numbers that he has to put up. This is my opinion. This is not Kellen Moore's opinion. This is not the Saints' opinion. This is my opinion. Because as long as they have that rookie behind him, if he's named a starter, they're going to be inching to put him in, right? So at the very least, if he put up these numbers, he'll have a home somewhere else. If the Saints feel like they're going to go with the young guy, the old young guy, But Spencer Rattler has to be consistent. He has to, man. I believe he have all the talent in the world, but consistency is key. It's just like health. If you're not healthy, you can't show me what you got. That's Kendrick Miller's problem. We need him to be on point this season if the Saints want to make the playoffs. Let's move to our fourth slide. That's the third thing. A big issue nobody was talking about. I put it out there and then people start talking about it. Wide receiver help. We got injury-prone wide receivers, y'all. Y'all may not like it, but all of our wide receivers have had some type of major injury in the last few years. It is what it is. Can they stay healthy at the wide receiver position? It's the only way we're going to make the playoffs. If we have a shot, we have to have healthy wide receivers. We can't go in the game. Well, all right, one game, Brandon Cooks play. We got an all-time game plan. All right, another game, Rashid Shaheed play. We got an all-time. We got to put these young guys in. We can't have that. Would it be probably a surprise wide receiver that step up? Possibly. But that's not something we can bank on now. We're banking on the most consistent wide receivers, and that's Rashid Shaheed, Brandon Cooks, and Chris Olave. We have to have them play. We can't have Chris Olave concussed. We can't have Rashid Shaheed with leg injuries. We can't have Cooks with nagging injuries. These guys have to play. If they don't play, no playoffs. It's already a long shot. And nothing is perfect in the NFL. It's any given Sunday. It's the game of inches. In the game of inches, you need your guys, man. You need your dogs. Or the dog's going to be somewhere else balking. On another team. So we need these guys to be healthy. That's the 4 reasons. Let's go into this 5th reason. This is what I put. Who's carrying the load at running back 2? Who's carrying the load at running back 2? Who is it? I spoke a little bit about it earlier. Is it going to be Kendrick Miller? Is it going to be Cam Akers? Is it going to be one of the rookies that we got? Undrafted rookies. Is it going to be, forgot the rookie draft pick. The guy out of, what is it? Help me out here. It's not Kentucky. I'm shooting a blank. But the young running back, we got it, I think, in the 6th round. Is it going to be him? Who kind of reminds me of AK. Is it going to be him? We need somebody somewhere on some day, that Sunday, to step up. We do. We have to have them play to help AK, because when AK is at his best, he's not just a running back. He's a flex back. He plays wide receiver. He's killing people with choice and wheel routes. That's when the Saints are at their best. We can't unlock AK if we don't have nobody to help him tote that rock. When he had Mark Ingram, he was unguardable. We got to get back to that. And the only way to get back to that is have somebody step. I don't know who it's going to be. I've been trying to predict this for years. I do not know who it's going to be. I don't know who. We haven't had a solid number 2 running back since Latavius Murray left. To be honest with you, we haven't. We could call Sean Payton what he want, but that joker could identify a backup running back like it is nothing. The Saints probably had the most talent collection at running back probably in the NFL's in the Sean Payton era. You'll be hard pressed to find anybody, any team out of the 32 teams in the National Football League, 31 teams, outside of the Saints that had a better collection of running backs that came through New Orleans than the Saints did. Think about it. There was a time where the Saints had Adrian Peterson, Reggie Bush, Deuce McAllister, who else? Latavius Murray, Chris Ivory, Mike Bell. Man, the list goes on and on. These guys Sean Payton has had some guys here, man. Darren Sproles. Like, the guy can identify running backs. And for some reason, we haven't been able to get it right now. We need that. But when I come back, we're going to dive into the next 5 things we need for the Saints to be able to have a shot to make the playoffs or make the playoffs. We'll be right back on the Saints Sports Corner. Welcome back to the Saints Sports Corner. Let's dive right back in on how the Saints will make the playoffs with first-year head coach Kellen Moore and if they name Spencer Rattler the starter. We're going to talk about something that's important. Like I said, we touched on a lot of these things earlier, but let's go more in depth. I put take care of Dome Home. You guys going to see this. Take care of Dome Home. What does that mean? You got to win the games at home. It's not an option. It's not maybe. You have to if you want to make the playoffs. Saints have one of the toughest crowds when the team is playing well in the NFL, in any sport. You have to take care of Dome Home. Give the people something to yell for. Give the people something to be excited about. They're going to be drunk. They're going to be loud. They're going to be obnoxious to everybody. But you have to give them something to play for. That's the only way. It's the only way that we are going to. It's the only way we pretty much going to be able to have a shot at winning the division and also having a shot at making the playoffs. You can't get around it. It's impossible to get around because we don't have a really deep team. Not at this moment. So we have to take care of Dome Home. That's number 6 on the list. Take care of Dome Home. It's a very, very easy thing difficult thing to do because it's difficult to win the NFL. But you have to do it if you want to make the playoffs. If you want Kellen Moore to be coach of the year. If you want Spencer Rattler to have success. Got to do it. Okay, let's move it on. Let's not spend too much time. Just win at home. Now let's move over to the defense. We talked about what the offense have to do. Let's start getting into what the defense have to do to help the offense and Kellen Moore get this team to the playoffs. First thing is we switch into a 3-4. Will the 3-4 be potent enough or scheme diverse enough to put people in positions to exceed what they already have been producing here? That's the question. And it's possible, but it still remains to be seen. But let's just imagine in a perfect world, that's exactly what Brandon Staley do. Because we're talking about the Saints making the playoffs. So, first thing, who is starting opposite Kool-Aid McKinstry? If they're going to put Alontae Taylor in the slot, who's starting? Is it Quincy Riley? Is it Isaac Yedem? Who is that other corner? Can we even trust those other corners? You know, still question marks. We got to find out. This team have more question marks than anything. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a bad thing. But they have question marks. So we have to find out who are these guys. Obviously, it's going to be sorted out in training camp. But you're not really playing an NFL team, so you don't know how they perform until week 1. Does it work? Would it be consistent through the season? Let's say they are consistent through the season. What is a number that they have to give up? Where do they have to rank as far as pass defense? My thing, I would say 19 in order for the Saints to make the playoffs. That would be my prediction. Top 19. That ain't remarkable, but it ain't terrible either. It ain't even middling. It's just enough. Remember, I ain't say Super Bowl. I say playoff team. To where Saints are playing meaningful football in January, not February. Baby steps. 19. That ain't bad. Right? Washington wasn't a great defensive back team. I have the data to prove it. So they just had a really good quarterback, a really phenomenal running game, and they got to the quarterback. So who's going to be that corner? That's another one. Who's going to be those corners? All right, moving on. Pass rush. The pass rush for the New Orleans Saints is the most frustrating bunch of guys on this team, period. When you look at them, you're like, it's a very name-driven bunch of guys. And I mean, substantial talented guys, led by Cam Jordan. They have to apply pressure on the quarterback if they want to help out the offense and Spencer Rattler, if he's named the starter. You got to provide pressure. If you don't provide pressure, Spencer Rattler going to be on the field a long time. Does it help with his confidence, his growth? No. We need you to get stops. Like I said, if we're putting all of these things in place and we have the crystal ball and we saying they're going to make the playoffs, and these are the things they have to do, Spencer Rattler has to be consistent. You got to protect Dome home. But while doing that, you have to play complementary football. You have to. And the only way to play complementary football is get after the quarterback, goddammit. You have to get after the quarterback. Granderson, Breesy, Broughton, all y'all have to get after the quarterback to help these young guys out. They need short fields. They need the crowd behind them. And they need you guys to get turnovers. They need that swing. Put them on short fields. You have to. We can't be hoping that y'all get. You can't be keeps constantly scheming up, which is what the 3-4 is for, to scheme up some of these free rushers. But sometimes you just got to get off the bus soaking wet and hit people in the mouth. So get to the quarterback, man. Apply some pressure. Stop the run. Like Cam say, stop the run, have some fun. But I'm going to change it. Stop the run, crack their back, get some sacks. God damn it. You got to. We need sacks, man. We need negative plays, tackle for losses. Live in their backfield for a change. We got the talent. Let's do it. Moving on. We got play hard, effort, right? Got to give max effort. Everybody. Every single person on the team got to give max effort. Flying to the ball. I miss those days. Well, linebackers, corners, everybody flying to the ball. No matter what. Got to have that supreme confidence. And I quoted the Dion. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good. Deion Sanders. Play together, play hard, play physical. Got to. It's the only way. It's the only way we're going to make it to the playoffs. Everybody got to be on the same page. Effort requires no talent. Give everything. You're blessed. Give everything. Give the fans something to go home and talk about. Give the fans something to holler about. We can do that. We got the talent. Okay? Next slide. Better to be lucky than good. This is the last slide. Y'all gonna laugh at this one because I got the ref on it. Luck of the Irish. Usually when you build confidence, good things tend to happen. Control the things you can control, and sometimes you're rewarded with consistency. Consistency meets opportunity. A favorable call here and there can be the deciding factors of your season. Can be the deciding factors of your season. You're going to get questionable calls. But let's hope these calls bounce our way this year. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Sometimes you just need a favorable call here and there to give you a win or two, to get you in the dance. Sometimes that's just what you need. And we're going to need all the luck in the world. The football guy's going to have to be on Mardi Gras floats this year for us to make the playoff. Throwing us beads, because we're going to need all the favorable calls we can get. It has to be in our favor. We're in the process of rebuilding, retooling, whatever the hell you want to call it. But we need these favorable calls. We do. It's just what it is. And the only way to do that is get a ref to, give us an extra a review here and there. And that works in our favor. And that's just it. Short and sweet. It don't have to be too much. We don't have to pretend that there's just like this miracle way. People have been making the playoffs forever. It's the same thing. Decent quarterback play. Not extraordinary. Decent quarterback play. Run the damn ball. Play damn defense. How we do it is different. Everybody does it different. Some people have the quarterback, the great, phenomenal quarterback, the top 5, top 10 quarterback, and they can just carry them and will their teams to the playoffs. We don't at the moment. So we're going to have to do a little bit more to pretty much get our team there. But I don't want to keep rambling. That's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is episode 1. In episode 2, we're going to talk about what the Saints and Tyler Shuck need to do to get to the playoffs. This is what Spencer Rattler. These are the things I came up with Spencer Rattler that he needs to do and the team needs to do around him to get to the playoffs. Episode 2, what the Saints need to do with Tyler Shuck to get them to the playoffs. As always, thank y'all for watching the Saints Sports Corner. I'm your boy Byron Felder. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. We'll have another great show for you next time.